So I love Red Heart Scrubby yarn, and I'm going to show you how to make this little Red Heart Scrubby that you can clean your pots and pans with. It's two-sided. You make two hearts and you sew them together, and these are very cute, very easy, very quick. I love Red Heart Scrubby yarn, but I also made one out of Red Heart Scrubby. I love Red Heart Scrubby Sparkle. I don't care too much for Red Heart Scrubby cotton. I felt like I don't recommend using this yarn. It was a little bit of a bear to use, but I'll show you how to make these. Don't forget, this is a giveaway. You want to comment down below. If you comment within the first 24 hours, I'll put your name in a bundle. I'll choose one winner to win all of the crochet patterns for the Valentine's 2022 bundle. That includes the Proverbs series of crochet patterns. All right, let's get started on this. Making this little heart scrubby is easy using Red Heart Scrubby Sparkle yarn. Comes in it is a 4, and I use an H hook, but I will be using a larger hook today so that I can show you the stitches. Let's get started. You need to start with a slip stitch. So I make a slip knot, have about a 8-inch tail, 6 to 8 inch tail. Then I wrap the tail around my finger, slip my finger out, push the tail up through, and pull. And I have a slip knot. It slides back and forth. Put my hook in, and I don't tighten it down too tight. This is a finicky yarn, but it's fun to work with. This is my favorite. All right, so chain 3 and join in a ring, and I hold on to it, hold on to that knot, push that through that loop, push that down through, and slip stitch. Push that tail end down. Now I hold it like that. And while I'm holding it, I can feel the center of the knot. I'm going to chain 1 and 5 half double crochets in the middle of that ring. One half double crochet, yarn over, wrap that tail on around, go in front of the knot that was there, half double crochet, that's 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3, that's 3 half double crochets, yarn over, 4 half double crochets, keeping that knot tail end down below. Now this is the last one. 5. There we go. We have 5 half double crochets. Looks a little odd right now. We'll straighten that up in a minute. Now we're going to make a chain 1 and turn and execute 2 half double crochets in each stitch. So we'll be placing the hook in this stitch, in this stitch, in this stitch, and on around. So let's get started with that. We need 10 half double crochets at the end of this. Let me get moving. Okay, we're at the last one. I've executed 2, 4, 6, 8, and now I need to execute the last 2 in this stitch here, the last 2 half double crochets. And now we're going to chain 1 and turn. Now we will execute 1 half double crochet in the first stitch, 2 half double crochets, 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochets. Complete that pattern all the way around, and we will end up with 15 stitches. 1, 2. Now let me get going and get all the way around. So there's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, all the way around. Let me speed up the camera. Now we are at the last 2, and this little one hides on you. So it's important that you count as you're going around. So you're going to need 15 stitches. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you know you need 2 more stitches, and this just has a little bump, and you're not going to want that little bump right there. So you're going to want to put the 2 stitches right there, and it looks like it's almost hiding on you, but just get your hook down in there. You can put it under the chain 1 space. That is a technique I like to use, and these are the last 2. Now you have the top portion of a heart. If you hold it like that, it looks like a heart. Now we're going to have to make a second one, but before we make the second one, we are going to chain 2, turn slightly, and then crochet along this edge, right along this edge. 9 stitches. Let's get this chain 3 loop tail out of the way. 9 stitches. Half double crochet, 1, 2, 3. I like the 5th stitch to go in the ring. 4, 5. And then 4 across here. 1. Oh, I think that tail is in the way. Let me get that out of there. See, yep, it's popped itself down in there. Let me grab hold of that. All right, so we're at 5, 4, 3. I'm counting backwards. I apologize. 3, 2, and that last one, I'm going to just grab right in this area so that it makes an even, and it squares that corner off, and I don't have a lumpy here. All right, so I'm going to chain 2 and turn. Now all turning chains do not count as a stitch, so it's 1 half double crochet in each stitch across. Whoops. I did not get under the chain 2 loop. It looks so much nicer if you can get under the, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I can put the stitch right here, or I can just loop it under the chain 2 space. It makes a cleaner finish. I'm looping it under that chain 2 that was the turning chain right here. And that makes 9. Now we will chain 2 and turn and execute 6 rows of this. Let me get that finished for you, and I'll be right back. So I have completed 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we need to make another top half of a heart. Let me get that started, but first let me clip this yarn. You're going to want to have a significant yarn tail. You will need maybe about a foot and a half to 2 feet, or a yard to a yard and a half of Red Heart Scrubby, because you're going to want to have a long tail to make sure you have enough that when if you place it like this, it looks like one piece of a heart. All you're missing is the other loop, and you're going to want to sew both pieces together. So I've made quite a long tail. I'm going to finish it off. There we go. And let me clip this off. I no longer need that little piece. And I have half a heart. I just need to make the other half moon, sew it together, and then make one more heart. Let me get the other half moon started for you, just as a reminder, and then we'll just skip and speed on to the end. Slip knot. I showed you how to do a slip knot. There are many ways to do a slip knot. That's how I do it. All right, chain 3, join in a ring, pushing that tail to the back, and then grabbing everything, and then slip knot. Chain 1 and 5 half double crochets in the ring, wrapping the stitches around that yarn tail. Okay, there's 5. Now the reason why you wrap the yarn tail is because later on, if you want to, you can pull on that and it will close that hole. So then you know the rest of the steps. Chain 1, 2 half double crochets in each stitch around. Let me do that. I'll speed up the camera. Okay, so there's 10. Now we need to do the third row. It's a row because we're not going all the way around. 1 half double crochet, and then 2 half double crochets. All the way around. All the way across. Let me get that going faster for you. Let me speed up the camera. Okay, I've made the other top half of the heart. I'm going to want to leave a tail, end off with a tail, because I'll be sewing this onto the top. So now we have a top half of the heart, and it comes and matches the heart right here, but we have to sew this on. So we fold it to the front. We want the seam to be to the back. So we fold it to the front, use the yarn tail from the half moon, use your yarn needle. Sometimes you have to fold this in half and bend it and pinch it to get it through the yarn needle hole. There we go. I got it. All right, you can pin this in place if you'd like, but I don't really do that. I just like to hold it and just kind of bring all the yarn tails, just sew it together. Just whip it. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is going to be to the inside because you're sewing 2 hearts together to make your scrubby. I love these little pot scrubbies. They're so cute. They just lift your spirits. Having them in the kitchen, you can send the kids to scrubbing something in the bathroom with them. I have not put these through the washer yet. Let me know how you manage handling this in the washer. I'm going to open this up for a second. I want to look at how it's coming together. I definitely want to get that point right down there on top. So let me work on making sure I line that up the way that I want. I don't want my heart piece to be kind of weird, so I kind of grab into that stitch right there. All right, how does that look? Does that look like a heart to you? Looks like a heart to me. All right, I'm excited about that. Now just kind of finger press this, and before long you won't even notice that there's a seam there. All right, now we're going to end this off. I have a little gap right there. I think that is from another stitch. And since this yarn is so fluffy, I'm just going to loosely put the yarn right across it. Just kind of closed up that hole a little bit. Now I'm going to weave my yarn tail in and out to make sure it's secure. Because if a bit of hard scrubbing happens, I like to take a stitch or two, then go back on itself. Make your stitch go back on itself, and it makes a little knot. And then kind of loosen it up. Do that again. Go back on it. Go back where you take a stitch backward. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to just take one long stitch here and then cut it off. There we go. All right, we have a cute little yarn. We have a cute little yarn with a long yarn tail so that we can sew two of these together. This is the back and this is the front. Isn't that cute? All right, let me make the second heart and then I'll sew these together and then we'll show you how to do the edge. So I have two hearts. I need to place them wrong sides together, and wrong sides together mean the little seam is on the wrong side. So this is the wrong side for this heart. This is the wrong side for that heart. So wrong sides together. So the seams are on the inside. And now we need to whip this around, whip stitch this around. Let me get hold of my yarn tail. I have two long yarn tails. I will take the longest of the two and shorten this one so that it's not in the way. And I want to leave a little bit of a tail just in case I didn't cut this first long tail, yarn tail, long enough to go around both pieces of the hearts. So let's get started. Let me feed this into the yarn needle. If you're using a plastic yarn needle, you may need to, again, fold this in half because those bristles push it right back up out of there if you just try to do it with a single strand. All right, so let's just get started. We're going to start right here at this edge and then just start matching up right here at this edge and then just start matching up these seams. Stitches, rather, not seams. I'm also a seamstress, so. And just whip it closed. Pretty easy. Let me get this done. Let me sew this around. Let me speed the camera up for you. I believe I'm going to have plenty of yarn, and I'm at that other long piece of yarn, so I'm going to tuck it in right here to the edge so that I can work it in later. I don't want it getting tangled. I have enough of a yarn tail, but I also need to finish off that long piece of yarn tail. So let me speed the camera back up again. Just had to slow it down for a minute to show you. Okay, we're coming to the closing. Last couple of stitches left. We have this yarn tail here. So let's go ahead and tie these two yarn tails into a knot. And then work them to the inside, each one by itself to the inside of the heart, and bring it out. Bring it out. Give it a little bit of a tug, and then flip it off. And then do the same with this one. Work it to the inside. Let's see if I can get the, I got the yarn through the eye of the needle. Give it a tug back out. Now before I clip it, I'm going to pull it just a little bit and then stretch it back out. Now we have a heart. Okay, so we have this cute, adorable little heart. Isn't it cute? Let's add some white trim. And we'll use the white Red Heart Scrubby. So I'll be joining with a single crochet on the side of the heart right about here, because I'm going to want to skip a few stitches making these little chain 3 loops, but I want one of the single crochets to land right here in this crevice. So sometimes I might want to join skip 3, sometimes I might want to skip 2, sometimes I might want to skip 1 stitch. But here's how you join with a single crochet. So I already have my yarn on my hook. Let me do that again. I have my yarn on my hook. I insert into the space that I want, yarn over, pull up a loop, and I have 2 on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, and there's a single crochet. So now let's chain 3. And let's single crochet, let's skip 2. Single crochet, chain 3, skip 2, or 1, just where my hook will fit. 1, 2. All right, just get it into a spot and single crochet. So chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, skip a stitch or 2, skip a space, and single crochet. Chain 3, skip a space, and single crochet. Chain 3, skip a space, and single crochet. Now I'm going to want to make sure I even this out as best I can so that I land right here in that crevice. So I'm looking at it. Probably want to put this back this way. Put one more in before I get to the crease. There we go. Now, one more. 1, 2, 3. Now, put my single crochet right there. There we go. All right, now that looks pretty on its own. There is also a picot option, and the picot option makes it stick out really far. I like this, how it is, but I also want to show you the picot. But let me hurry along and finish the edge on this heart, and I'll speed up the camera and I'll get right around to the beginning, and then I'll show you the picot edge. This edging is optional. Okay, now I am at the peak. I am at the point of the heart. I'm going to want to put 1 stitch right in the center of the point, single crochet, 1, 2, 3, single crochet again in the point. That helps me make my turn. There you go. Now I'm turning, and I'll chain 3. We're finishing up. I need just 1 more. And I will join with a slip stitch to the beginning, single crochet. All right, now this looks pretty nice. I think it's cute. But if you'd like to add the picot edge, here's how you do that. Slip stitch into the chain 3 space. Now chain 3. Now come back and slip stitch into the first chain of the chain 3, grabbing it, slip stitch, and you have made a picot. Now slip stitch again in the chain 3 space. Now slip stitch into the single crochet, slip stitch into the chain 3, picot, and slip stitch. I'm going to go off camera and finish this up for you, as those picots are hard to make on camera. I'll be right back. Making this with an H hook makes a more dense little scrubby pad, but I believe if you use an I hook for this edging, it defines it better for you, and it sticks out, and it just looks so lacy. I think it's just so beautiful. I hope you enjoyed making these little Red Heart Scrubbies. made like hearts. There's also lemons. I have a Christmas tree. I have a Christmas ornament, candy corn. I love using Red Heart Scrubby Sparkle yarn. Let me know what you think, and if you can like and subscribe. If you need my help with anything, you can find me at Chrissy's Over the Mountain Crochet and Crafts on Facebook in their group page. And I hope you'll come to my side of the mountain again soon. It was good to have you. Bye.